What's up, I'm Troubleshoot, welcome back to another video. In this one, I'll be talking about Once Human and the wipes. This is something that's confused a ton of people, and in this quick video, I'll be breaking down exactly what you need to know and what you're most importantly going to be losing when these servers wipe. So, if you don't already know, Once Human will wipe every 6 weeks, which are 6 different phases of this season system. Phase 1 being obviously the start, and Phase 6 being preparing for the wipe. Currently, the server that I'm on is on Phase 5, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the furthest ahead servers that you could possibly be on. You could be on Phase 3 or even Phase 2 now if you joined a server much later. If you head to the main menu followed by the server list, you'll see under all scenarios that some servers are listed as new, and these will be on Phase 1 or 2. This one's on Day 2, for example. Older servers, like the one that I'm on, can be all the way up on Day 26, which is Phase 5, 1 week before the wipe is going to happen, or at least preparation for it. Whether you're on Manibus, Novice, or Evolution's Call, Novice, which are PvE and PvP servers, they all have a 6-week wipe cycle. When they actually wipe, what are you going to be losing? Well, pretty much everything except for a few things. When week 6 is reached and finally passed, everything gets wiped, including your memetics screen over here, so all of the progress you've made down this tree here of picking out different crafting recipes, abilities, and things like that, these will all be wiped. And of course, your specializations too will also be wiped as well, and probably even randomized for the next season, as when you go in to choose one of these 4 options for each of these separate level milestones here, you will have different options to your friend, for example, meaning that you can craft separate unique things such as a backpack expansion that other people won't be able to. They can have a different kind of item that makes wood and stone lighter and things like that based on pretty much nothing. It's just random. When it wipes, you can expect to lose everything here and be reset down to Day 0. Then, the same can be said about your backpack. Everything here will be wiped as well. Weapons, tools, armor, food, etc., scrap, resources, even consumables, all the way down to things like controllers. These let you take the maximum amount of reward from finishing dungeons and things like that. So, if you have any of these left, run through as many dungeons as you can, probably the best for whatever build you're trying to work towards, and use all of your controllers just so you can get the best possible rewards. But you may be asking, why should you do that if everything's going to be wiped? Well, not everything gets wiped. Things like your sproutlets, stellar planula, and of course your star crom will be kept throughout the wipe. So, in the next season, you should be able to use these resources at traders, and your star crom can still be used at the wish machine in order to get yourselves new blueprints and things like that in the new season. And of course, if you actually happen to get any blueprints, these are one of the things that are actually going to carry through with you as well. So previously, the original builds of the game had this slated to be wiped as well. When the new season starts, you'll carry through pretty much nothing. But in recent days and recent weeks, speaking with the developers, they've actually said that your blueprints will carry through. So if you've grinded for things like these golden blueprints or even leveled them up, which is a even better thing to do, these will be carried through with you as well. So for example, this rifle over here that I unlocked in the next season, as soon as I'm a high enough level in order to craft this, I'll be able to put down a crafting table and make myself one of these as I've learned it in the previous season. And of course, I'm pretty sure these fragments as well that you can use to craft different blueprints or upgrade blueprints will also be carried through as well. That's pretty huge. The same goes for all of your armor blueprints. If you've got fancy armor that you want to keep with nice effects, those should be craftable in the next season as soon as you unlock the ability to craft them, such as from upgraded crafting tables and things like that. That being said, everything in your base will be gone as well. Everything in your boxes, all of the different things that you've put down, and of course, if you open up your build menu, everything in here as well will also be wiped. So next season, as soon as it begins, you won't be able to put down a tier 3 workbench or immediately start refining and things like that. You'll need to progress all the way through the memetic screen once again in order to unlock everything that you had crafted in the previous season. So while that is a bit sad, it's good to know that you can keep your blueprints, and on top of that, even these mods over here that you've grinded for as well. I'm not entirely too sure if all of your mods will be kept, or more likely just the rarer ones or the ones that you've got put onto your actual weapons. In some way or another, these mods will be carried through as well. And of course your accessories too. But there is a way to take specific items with you, gear or weapons, and things like that. If you've grinded really long for a specific sniper or AR that's got a ton of damage with fantastic mods, rare drops and things like that, you can take this through to the next season. If we pause and head across to your season information, at the very top in season info, you'll be told about what you can take to the next season. So Starcrom, Christian, Marks, Stellar Planula, and Spratlets can be taken through to the next season, as well as gear blueprints, blueprint fragments, weapon accessories, and mods, fashion cosmetics, purchased items and things like that, furniture formulas, except those unlocked biomedics, enhanced blueprints, main story and side story progress. We'll get to that just now. But you can teleport items to Eternaland, which is a separate part of the server that should stay with you throughout wipes that you can keep forever. So if we hit escape and click Eternaland at the very top, then enter it, everything that you have in here will be carried across with you to the next season. So if we open our inventory here, you'll see that we have this separate icon behind pretty much everything. This is the Eternaland icon and means that everything that we have in here in our inventory will be carried across to the next season, still locked to Eternaland. If we head across to escape, Eternaland shop order, you can see in here that we can purchase items to keep in Eternaland or customize it as we see fit, or we could sell items in order to earn astral sands, which we can use to purchase different items to use in Eternaland. And more importantly, on the Export Resources tab at the very top, you are able to import and export items here using this currency over here, but unfortunately we don't have a way to earn this currency or really see what it is until the final week of the season. So if you were to transfer your weapon into here, it'll keep the mods, accessories and things like that, and in future, when you're able to take this out and use it on the next season, it'll have everything on it as before, or at least we're pretty sure. Then if we have a look at the order tab at the very top, you'll find different quests that you can complete in Eternaland to earn this over here, Astrolite. This can be used to obtain furniture that's specific to the island shop over here, or at least somewhere, that you'll be able to craft here and probably in the world in the next wipe, etc. But really the part about this is the export and import resources that we'll have access to in the future. So you could take weapons with you, as well as things like gold and silver if you want to use that in the future. There may be a different price to different rarities of things that you're transferring, but for now, we at least don't have too much info. And that is true for a lot of things when it comes to this once human wipe. We only know so much info on it. So with that in mind, when the server actually wipes, the community really expects all of this area over here to be completely remade, something similar to Fortnite, for example. When it wipes, you'll lose access to progress all of these missions, quest lines, etc., and everything that you've completed will technically carry across with you. This area may be completely inaccessible in the future, and instead we're playing around up here in the northern side or over to the west here or something like that, where this previous area isn't accessible at all in Season 2. So for example, in Season 2, we'll only be able to play in this northern bit, Season 3, only this left bit, and Season 4, maybe the entire map in one go or something like that. Nobody really knows. So if you have an idea to collect specific things from different areas in this map, such as specific furniture and things like that, you can do it, and you'll need to do it before the next season, otherwise they may be completely inaccessible. That being said, if you'd like help with finishing any of these missions or collecting all of the different resources from each of these strongholds and things like that, you'll find a link to my second channel in the description down below that's covered hundreds of these things, and of course I will be covering tons of new stuff in the next season of Once Human as well. So complete all of the mysterious paintings and treasure hunts and things like that, as you won't have access to any of the things in this area in the next season. More than likely, it'll be a different area of the map that we play in the next season, rather than the same area that's been changed slightly, like Fortnite, for example, where every season the map changes, different areas are lost and new areas are gained. As for how sustainable this will be for a wipe every 6 weeks, nobody really knows, and it's all the way up to the developers as well, as they'll have to recreate all of the missions, a complete new storyline and things like that. It may be something that keeps the game going for a long time, or it may be the end of this game. Nobody really knows, but hopefully this game is playable and keeps a lot of players in the future. That being said, there are some major issues that Once Human needs to address. This server that I'm on now has quite a few players. It's kind of lively, but then again, not too many people are speaking, and your server could be more than completely dead. Nobody's playing on it, you can't do these Prime Wars, as nobody's interested in actually playing on your server, and there's a few reasons for that. This server that I'm on here has currently reached the maximum number of players. If you wanted to come join me and check out my base, that would be impossible for you. And the same is said for the other servers that I was on previously. I was playing with my friends in this server over here, and I made a ton of progress up to level 29, spent tons of time doing side quests and things like that, collecting resources, up until I wanted more friends to join, in which case they said the server has reached maximum capacity. Each server has a limit to how many people can register to play on it, and a limit to how many characters can be on the server, more than just, hey, there's 200 people on the server is now full. There's a limit to how many people can actually register, whether they're playing or not, or they've just logged in once and never again. That is super annoying and something that definitely needs to be addressed in the future, as if you've played a ton on a server, like I did here, spent tons of effort collecting things and refining things, well, if you wanted friends to join you, odds are they aren't able to, and you'll need to start fresh on a brand new server just to do that. In the future, when things wipe and progress across to the next season, there may be even fewer players as they're distributed over so many of the existing servers. If we head back to the main menu and have a look at the server list, this has grown quite dramatically even since the last time I played, with some brand new servers coming yesterday. These ones are also pretty full, population-wise. If you're playing on a server that came around at the start of this game releasing, that are all the way on day 26 and beyond, when it goes into the next season, these ones will roll over to probably medium from novice or something like that into a new area, etc. And if you are on these servers, you may still be locked to them in the future. So you'll be playing Season 2 content, while people who started playing yesterday on much easier servers will be locked to playing Season 1 until 30 days passes and they're on Season 2, in which case we'll be on Season 3. It's very confusing how they'll be doing this, and we don't even know if we can transfer characters and items between different servers just yet, as that's something the developers do actually need to address. There are tons of people I'd like to play with, but it's impossible for me to do so. That being said, I progressed on a server that was a week or so behind the furthest ahead server, and in order to cover content reasonably, I had to start fresh on a brand new server that was running since the beginning of time, really. Who knows if it'll become novice to more difficult servers in the future when things wipe and move on to the next season, or what will happen, nobody really knows, but it does seem that you can replay the same season if you wish. I don't know why you would do that at all, but that does seem like one of the options when it comes to the wipe, a reset, and the next season. Nobody really knows how things are going to work, and that's probably the scariest part about this game. While it is super popular and there are tons of people playing it, I really enjoyed it. After week 2, there was almost no new content for me to play, no reason to grind, and I just haven't played that much since week 2. And when it wipes and moves on to Season 2, if your server is currently dead, it's probably going to be dead in the future too, and what are you going to do? Nobody really knows what's happening. The game is still super popular, averaging around 200,000 players a day on Steam alone, which is huge, but nobody knows what's going to happen in Season 2. So that is a super worrying precedent that needs to be addressed by the Once Human developers, or at least it'll just happen, and well, I'm hoping for the best, as I really did enjoy playing this game, and I would love to play with certain friends that have been locked out from playing with me at all due to the server limitations that we've addressed previously. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but now at least you should have some better information on what exactly is going to happen, and just keep in mind that you should log in for at least the final week over here, 06 New Dawn, in order to earn the ability to keep certain items and progress in the future. So you'll be earning whatever's required to transfer items and weapons into Eternaland, and of course transfer them back in the future, though even that process is a little bit hazy and nobody really knows the exact details of what's going to happen, except for the developers obviously. Anyways, do let me know down below in the comments what you think of this. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully that reveals as much as possible, as that's really all players know and all we know. So hopefully this video helped you. Thank you for watching. Mine has been Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao. And a special thank you to my YouTube members and of course ultimate supporters like Superior Emerald.